How's it going, everyone? It's Sam. BlackRock is giving you 48 hours. Actually, a little bit less than that now. I know how people love when there's a timeline, when there's 24 hours or 48 hours. And there actually is a big event that's happening in 48 hours. We have some news of massive inflows from BlackRock. We got an update on the Ethereum ETF situation, and there was a leak. Someone is talking about some panic from the White House in regards to crypto, how they flipped very quickly on this ETH ETF, and I'm going to explain why. If you don't mind, hit subscribe, turn on the bell notification so you can see future videos just like this as soon as I make them, because some of this will be timely. In a bull market, this kind of stuff is important to get and to know as quickly as possible. Also, there's going to be a link to Margex underneath the video where you can trade crypto with leverage. You can do this in a bull market and make a lot of money. Now, there are different ways to do it. I have different videos on how to trade with leverage, how to use Margex specifically on the channel. Just look up leverage, my financial friend, or trading my financial friend, and I'm sure it will come up. But you can sign up with the link underneath the video. You get a little bit of a trading fee bonus as well that can be used towards trading fees when you use the link underneath the video, or a deposit bonus that can be used towards trading fees. You can trade all different kinds of assets. So use that link. It's a very easy to use platform that's pretty awesome. And it's powered by TradingView, so you can chart things here and then come back 6 days later and it's got the same exact lines that you drew before. Now, let's first cover the Bitcoin ETFs. We just had some big news break. So today will be an interesting day with Bitcoin down 3%. Now it's starting to come back up, 70,100, 70,200 because of some of the news that just came out. So we've had 6 days of consecutive inflows. Today we had pretty decent volume. IBIT with 1.1 billion, GBTC with 400 million. Not anything to write home about, but not bad. GBTC had a $0 day. So we had 3, maybe 4 days in a row of inflows for GBTC. Then we had BYTB with negative 4.2 million. But then BlackRock came in strong. Almost 300 million worth of Bitcoin bought. Almost 4,200 Bitcoin bought in one day. That is huge. That's a huge day from IBIT. We have not seen an inflow like this for IBIT in a long time. Now, we don't know what the other ETFs are going to do yet, but almost guaranteed it's going to be a positive inflow day. But the question is, what did ARKB do? And what did FBTC do? Because we know Bitwise already had a slightly negative day with 75 million in volume. We know Grayscale was 0 for the day. So what did these other ETFs do? We'll have to wait to see. But I couldn't wait to film the rest of this video because there's too much big news. So NVIDIA earnings are tomorrow. ETH ETF deadline Thursday. Get your popcorn ready. Now, we did get some news on the ETH ETF. And it's really important because this ETF really opens up the rest of the markets. I think Pomp did a good job of explaining it. If the US government embraces crypto, almost every other country will have to follow suit. Global dominoes. Also, if they approve this ETF, they pretty much approve future ETFs too. They're embracing crypto. Now, we knew that SEC had told exchanges it's leaning towards approving spot ETH ETFs. It's interesting that they say exchanges here too. I mean, there's some exchanges that have to do with the ETH ETFs, but a lot of them are money managers. I mean, when you think about Fidelity, BlackRock, Invesco, ARK, these aren't exchanges. So it's really interesting. It's really interesting to see the wording behind this, but it's happening. We have 5 of the potential Ethereum ETF issuers that have submitted their amended 19B4s in the last 25 minutes. Fidelity, VanEck, Invesco, ARK, Franklin. They've all submitted via CBOE, and VanEck, spot Ethereum, ETHV is now on the DTCC website. This is not necessarily a done deal, but this is something that happens before these are approved by the SEC. So this is really good news. Now, we had quite the flip, and I covered this in a video earlier today, talked about how everything's kind of changed with the administration recently, and that they turned really bullish, or really, I should say, dovish, in regards to crypto. Coin COO says panic at the White House. The tone from the SEC has changed literally overnight. The administration sensing some panic. This was at a JPM TMT conference. Now, this is a bit of a paragraph here, but let's just go through it. There was general market sentiment that the ETF would not be approved by the SEC as of about a week ago. And all of that changed, I think, within the last 48 hours. And the sense is that the tone from the SEC has literally changed overnight based on some feedback. It must have gone, they must have gotten it from seeing the SAB 121 repeal and probably the administration seeing and sensing some panic, I guess, from parts of the administration. What it means? Well, I think that Bitcoin and ETFs and any future ETFs that are crypto native, those are largely predicated upon buyers who didn't have access to spot before. And so we think that as new total addressable market, or TAM, and new territory and a new swath of institutional investors and users who are tapping into the crypto asset class just in general, I think this is only good for us. Now we make a custody fee out of that, and we are named the custodian on most of these ETFs, which is great. But more importantly for me, I think it's just atmospherically having a new swath of investors who are tapping into crypto and validating it means that it feels very gratifying and feels like it's expanding the market. Okay, I think she could have been a little bit clearer on this, but basically, there are a lot of institutions that want returns. That's what we've said for a year plus. There are a lot of institutions that want returns. Some of them need returns, like pensions, because they literally have holes in their metaphorical balance sheet. They don't have enough money to deal with some of the obligations that they've made. And some people just want access to crypto because they want to be able to trade it. They're sick of people saying, no, I can just trade Bitcoin by myself. I can trade Ethereum by myself. They want access to some of that capital. They want those returns. So this big money, these institutional users, these institutions in general, want a piece of the pie. How much money has Tether made from their crypto business? It's more than most major banks. So these institutions want to be part of this. So they go lobby. They make it very clear, probably to politicians, hey, there are 85 million people in the U.S. that hold Bitcoin. You'll get more votes being pro Bitcoin. So they kind of push politicians to repeal SAB 121. They get politicians to vote pro crypto, and that kind of scares the market right now. That scares the current White House. That scares other politicians that aren't pro crypto enough, and they put pressure on the SEC. Even if Gary thinks he's doing the exact right thing, the fact is he still has some people to answer to, right? Even if you think he doesn't, he does. So the White House may be turning a little bit more pro-crypto. It just came out that Donald Trump is going to start accepting Bitcoin and crypto for payment. And this is the same day that Biden said that a lot of people are starting to donate to Trump through crypto, which is interesting. So they see the tides turning. A lot of politicians really just go where the money is, where the votes are. And this is where the money is. You're not going to get extra votes for being anti-crypto right now. Now, to be clear, even if the ETH ETF gets approved, it's not like we're necessarily racing up. If you look, and this isn't what people are going to want to hear, but if you look and remember back, when we got the approval for the Bitcoin ETFs, we spiked from 44,000 to 48,000. And even before that, right, we were at like 40,000 a week before we went up to 48,000. So we made this 20% move. And then within a day or two, we went straight down to 41,000 again. Then we went down to 36,000, 37,000, 38,000. It's not like if these ETFs are going to be approved, it's not like we're necessarily going to spike right to Valhalla right away. I think it's very good if these ETFs get approved. But keep in mind, there could be some overhang. Just like we saw, there might be some excitement behind it. People buy ahead of this news. Now, to be fair, there hasn't been really much buying up until the last day, like getting ready for an Ethereum ETF. We've just kind of been bleeding on the Ethereum chart. But now people are starting to buy. People are getting excited. Maybe there's some selling of the news, or maybe the fact is that removing staking from ETH maybe decreases the excitement behind these ETFs, or just Ethereum in general, right? If you're not going to get a yield on these ETFs right away, maybe people aren't quite as excited. And ETH does have 10 billion in AUM, so maybe they see some outflows like GBTC. Now, I really hope that doesn't happen. I hope this gets approved, and I hope we spike up, because I have a lot of Ethereum. I have a lot of Solana. I have a lot of Bitcoin. And I think all of these assets will do better with an Ethereum that's pumping up in price and with approval of this ETH ETF. So I'm really excited. I hope this gets approved. I know we have about 48 hours before approval is necessary for this round of Ethereum ETFs. It seems like everything's moving very quickly and that they're rushing people along to change these documents. So it looks bullish. We also have NVIDIA earnings. We also have just another day of massive buying from the ETFs. So yeah, I know some people don't like when I say you have 24 hours or you have 48 hours, but honestly, just like the videos where I talk about how much Bitcoin you need to retire, or how much crypto you need to make $1 million, I think these videos are important because it gets people off their butt. And it's important not to be just a thumbnail investor. Don't just go out and buy as much Bitcoin or Ethereum as you can when I make videos like this. The key is to listen to the videos, think about the videos, understand the videos, and make educated decisions. But this hopefully gets you moving a little bit quicker, because we do just have a few days until this is approved. This reminds you that you can't just sit on your hands. When we're going down in price, or when we've gone sideways for a few weeks, like, don't get bored. Hopefully you're still accumulating. Hopefully you're still dialed in, because things change very quickly. So yeah, like, get ready. This is just the beginning. This bull market is only going to get crazier. There's only going to be crazier headlines. There's only going to be more money flowing in. So be ready. There's going to be massive volatility. If you do want to take advantage of some of that volatility, you can check out Margex underneath the video. I placed some long positions, especially when we were down. I placed some larger long positions when we were down around 60,000. They're paying off wonderfully. Now, I did open up a trade today. Did not go my way, but that is something that happens with leverage trading. So be ready for that. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I will see you in the next video.